Welcome in, Sagittarius, to Don Williams Tarot. Hope this message finds you well. Today's reading is going to be spiritual messages from Spirit. I do have 4 questions that I'm going to lay out for you for your consideration. I have actually been already shuffling your cards a bunch. I've sat in meditation before I did this reading. And so I hope that this is going to resonate with you. Now, these messages are for Sun, Moon, and Rising in the sign of Sagittarius. So if you have those placements, this message may be for you. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. And even though it may seem as though the messages may not resonate with you, I would love it if you would just kind of tuck them away in the back of your mind, because I feel as though eventually they will. This really is a timeless message. So whenever you happen to come upon it is when it is meant for you. I am recording this video on August the 9th of 2024. Again, I am so thankful that you're here. I would absolutely love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. Also, I do live readings and I do allow you to come in and ask questions during those lives. I typically ask that you only ask one question during each live, because if you have a lot more questions, you should really just book a reading with me, right? At the same time, I would absolutely love it if you would put that notification bell on. That will notify you when my lives are live, so that you can come in and you can ask that question. I typically I will post that when I'm going live prior to, so at least you have time to recognize or realize whether or not you would be able to attend during the time. Now, I do plan to do at least 3 lives this week, because I only did 1 last week and I had promised that I would try to do at least 2. And last week was just not a good week for me. So here we go. Okay, so I am going to take myself off camera while I do this portion of your reading, and I will explain to you as I go what the cards mean and what each of the columns represent. This may be a little bit longer than usual reading. This is the second one I have done. I first started with Scorpio and it was about a half hour. So I know it's long, but I do feel as though it is important, especially if you are looking for this type of communication. So I appreciate you watching to the end. And I appreciate so much that you support my work. So thank you for that. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get me off here. And you saw me shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I'm going to go ahead and split the deck. Lay out your cards. And I'll explain to you what they all mean as I go, or as we start doing the readings, right? All right, I want to make sure I have enough room. So what I'd like you to do is just kind of take a deep breath in, allow yourself to relax, and enjoy the ride at this point. All right, I've got one more card. Then I'm going to pull 2 of these. These are from the 4 agreements. I actually really love that deck. And then 2 from messages from the universe. Okay, so here we go, Sagittarius. As I'm looking around, I'm looking for energies that would represent you, because you guys are wands. Got Knight. Huh, okay. So my first column right here, so the columns go up and down. And the first question we're going to read on is, what limiting beliefs are holding you back from reaching your full potential? What limiting beliefs are you holding you back from you'd think I never spoke before. What limiting beliefs are holding you back from reaching your full potential? That's what we're looking at. We start off with that Knight of Wands. Now, of course, you are a fire sign, so you recognize this energy. She's very charismatic, this person, very fiery. I do feel as though this is representing your energy here with this Knight of Wands. And so you are showing up right off the bat, first card for your reading. And when you show up in, this is kind of a power position for you. So I do feel as though you are really going to be quite strong in this reading. You're showing up quite strong in this reading. So the Knights are about taking action, moving forward. The Wands have to do with your inspiration, your creativity, your passion. I feel as though you are really working that energy for yourself to your highest and best. And when you need to take action, you do. This is a very fast moving energy. Of course, all that fire that you have under you is fast moving energy as well. We have that Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles for me is that card of overcoming obstacles. This is also my card about physical security. So it really does feel as though you're really balancing some of the areas in your physical life with your spiritual life. It feels as though you might be overcoming some of these ideas. Maybe this could have something to do with your job. It can have something, or maybe you're trying to balance the energies within your job and what it is that in your spiritual life as well. Are those things in alignment? Have you aligned your heart with your life purpose, your walk, your talk, the way that you express? In this situation, this person is still in that process of being very open to new ideas, new ways of looking at things, further education. So now this can represent in your job space, but specifically this is really about your spiritual progress. So I really feel as though many of you are doing the deep dives. You may be looking at various different things in terms of finding out what resonates with your heart in terms of a spiritual path or a spiritual practice, or perhaps you have always had a spiritual practice of some kind. Maybe you're very much aligned with Christian beliefs or whatever your belief systems may be, but you are also integrating and exploring other ideas of things that can help you expand as an individual. And express those ideas and express those things so that you can integrate them for yourselves and then become a teacher for others. The other thing that I'm seeing that's coming in that is helping you reach your full potential is really owning your divine feminine energy. I love this card. I love her energy. She is unconditional love. She does represent our planet, right? Birth. This is meant to look like our planet, Mother Earth, because that is very much the grounded energy that the Empress really does bring in. And, she's a natural healer, this Empress. The other energies of the Empress are about nurturing and growth and creativity. This individual really does take care of themselves on every level. So I feel as though many of you are also doing a lot of spiritual practices where you're allowing yourself to find your footing, protecting your space when you are out with other people, allowing that energy to really keep you so that you don't have, what do you want to say, Spirit? I'm struggling with these words. I get the concept, I just don't know how to say it. So really what she's saying, what the information that's coming through is that by utilizing this energy, it's really showing that you are very much connected into that earth, the Mother Earth energy. Many of you maybe are just natural healers. Some of you really do enjoy working with the plants and animal kingdom. And I feel as though that is really helpful for you to be able to get your hands in dirt, put your foot on the ground, whatever it is that really refreshes you. Some of you would really love to maybe get into water to have a cleansing experience of some kind. I feel would be helpful to you as well at this time. The other thing about this card is that this is my card of abundance and wealth. And this card talks about definitely taking very good care of yourself. Now, this can mean that you were talking about your physical body, but as this is also a spiritual reading, it's saying that you really need to take care of your spiritual side as well. Really balancing, your walking your path, walking your talk, all of those things. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. I'm so happy that that came in for you. Okay, so your second column has to do with what spiritual lessons are you currently experiencing? Some of you are coming out of more toxic or difficult situations. Some of you are leaving behind things that are no longer serving you. The 6 for me is always about persevering. It's also about keep going, move away from those things that are bringing you down, move away from things that are kind of toxic situations for you, whether it's people, maybe it can be your work environment, and recognizing when it is time for you to walk away from those situations. And, a lot of people look at that like, I'm not really sure whether I have that strength to be able to really discern that information for myself. But I feel like that's exactly what you're cultivating at this time. Now, the other thing that's coming in about this card is help will come to you as you need that help out of nowhere. So if you're finding that you're struggling, or you're finding that you're stuck, or you're finding that you're not really sure what direction to go, I think once you put it out there, you connect with your higher self and you put it out there that you would like guidance, it feels as though that guidance is going to come to you. It's kind of like when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? It's kind of one of those situations for you, Sagittarius. Now, what is also happening for you is you are really owning your emotions. It really feels as though your spiritual lessons at this time could be really managing your emotional intelligence, right? Now, my queen, as you can see, she's buried halfway up her body here in water, and yet she is very connected to her intuition. The water is really meant to be a cleansing kind of an energy for you. It is also associated with my frog medicine. I'm learning how to do the medicine cards. And so I'm associating some of these energies with some of those cards that come in for us to learn. The queen here is all about patience and understanding. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a male listening to this video, because we all have masculine and feminine energies. And as you can see, she's just really allowing herself to align with her higher self. And she's really allowing herself to allow things to come in and become tied to her emotions. And the thing about this queen is that she guides her life based on her feelings and her emotions towards things. And it isn't as though she doesn't get angry, because that is an emotion, but she has learned to be an observer. And that's another thing that I am getting from spirit at this time is if you find that your emotions are getting triggered, try to step into your observer position. An observer position means that you can have information coming towards you. At the same time, you can be deciphering and deciding on the information that is there, but you're kind of looking at it from a detached. I'm not saying that you want to do this and hide your head in the sand. What I am saying is that you want to take it from that bird's eye view. What is this person really trying to express to you? How does it resonate, and does it align with your heart, your gut, and your mind? And you will take it from there. So I feel as though this is a really strong energy for you. I feel as though many of you are really learning that, discerning at this time, and it's causing you to also integrate and step into your personal strength. This is another card that I absolutely love. I just love the way that it's depicted, like that wild side compared to her gentle side, right? When she needs to be the warrior, she definitely will step into that power. This is definitely a Leo sign because of the lion, but at the same time, it is fire energy. So I know you understand this energy as well, Sagittarius. The strength card is asking you to be the quiet, gentle leader. Step into your leadership role. You don't have to really be a teacher with your words unless that's a path that you want to walk down. But at the same time, what you're doing is you're leading by example. You're leading by your actions, not as so much your words. Now, the thing about the strength card also is that she does have this graceful leadership. She is a gifted healer. She does have the affinity sign above her head here. Now, for me, that infinity sign is that flow of information from your higher self down, integrating it into you in your physical body. But this is also the flow of the whole universe, really, is just that flow, that give and take that we are constantly experiencing. And the other thing is that is the ebbs and flow of life. We really go up and we are on our ups. We're just so excited and we are feeling as though we're on top of the world. And then we have to come back down because that's the lessons that we learn. We have a tendency to learn from adversity more than we learn from the joys, right? That is why we're in this dualistic situation on this planet. Overall, it looks really good. I really like this so far. Okay, so our third column has to do with how you cultivate a healthier physical and spiritual balance. I really definitely feel with this Three of Wands that many of you are looking out there towards your future. She is on the shore and she is definitely on a place where she is safe and she is assessing what is going on out there and she's making assessments so she can decide what direction she wants to go next. The Three of Wands is looking towards your future, right? Now, it does feel as though you've got your surfboard in hand and you're ready to go paddle out and enjoy those waves, right? At the same time, I feel as though that water energy would be beneficial, even though you are a fire sign, right? Because that's kind of opposite of you. Water would definitely put out your fire. But at the same time, I do feel that that water would bring in some cleansing energy for you as well. That will help you to release anything that's preventing you from taking your path forward. So with this three, this is about being very creative. Of course, the wands do resonate with you as this is your fire energy. So you're going to become very creative and very passionate, very motivated as you are working through these physical and spiritual things that are allowing you to balance, right? Those energies. And then we have the moon. Now, the moon card is really interesting here. The moon for me is saying that there's a lot of hidden truths. There's some things that you have not tapped into yet for yourself. This for me is a lot of subconscious energy because, you know, if you look at her, she's below water, right? So this can be about your dream state. At the same time, your dreams may be very active at this time, or they may be very prevalent. Those are messages coming in that spirit is trying to get your attention, right? About. So you might want to keep a dream journal if you don't already have one. The other thing about the moon is that this moon is saying that you need to face your fears. This is also my strongest card of healing after tragedy. This is kind of healing after traumas in your life, looking at those things, doing that deep night of the soul, being able to go into that darkness, recognize that you're going to be able to find your way back out of that darkness again, looking at those things that you have been afraid to look at, allowing you to release those energies for yourself once and for all. It is a difficult path to do the dark work, but at the same time, you have to, in order to move forward, you have to move from that darkness and into that light and release all of those things. The other thing I want to say to you, though, here, Sagittarius, is the full moon is on the 17th. For some reason, that is going to be an important day for you. So be mindful of that when that date comes along. And then lastly, with the moon, I want to share is that this is a card that can also represent fear of success, right? This moon card is also talking about wearing your emotional armor. On the Rider-Waite deck, there is a lobster coming up out of the water. And of course, lobsters have their exoskeleton, right? Which does represent water, represents your emotions, and the skeleton represents that armor. So it feels as though many of you may be having your emotional armor up during this process. And that's completely okay. Just recognize that when you walk out and bring everything into light, you can take that armor off again. Now, the next card coming in for you is that High Priestess. Again, this is another feminine energy. So if you're a masculine person, if you're a male watching this video, recognize that we all have these energies within us as well. The High Priestess is definitely my intuition, and she is about mastering. She is definitely in a line with her higher self. She is coming from that space of bringing in her own knowledge, her own information. And the other thing I'm going to share is that she really doesn't go to anybody else for her knowledge. While other things may come in that will spark her interest, she always goes within and aligns with her higher self to find her path, to recognize whether or not she's walking her true north and her true path. The other thing about the High Priestess is she is very good at keeping secrets. And many of you are probably exactly the same way. The High Priestess is also about just aligning with that higher self and really integrating all of your gifts and bringing them down solidly into your physical world so that you can utilize them and you can apply them to your day-to-day life, integrating them with your path. Overall, that one looks awesome too. Okay, your last column has to do with what steps can you take to align with your life purpose. And we start off with that King of Swords. Now, my King of Swords is my king of experience. He is the one that aligns with truth and integrity. He's a very clear communicator. He is an individual that speaks his mind, speaks his words. He comes from a place of integrity. He comes from a place of expecting truth and integrity from others. He is also my king of, as you can see, he's very much aligned with the animal kingdom as well. He does have a lot of knowledge. He does have a lot of kind of magic that he can pull from. And I'm not talking about black magic. I'm talking about his own wisdom, his own ability to be able to discern things and to be able to come to realizations for himself. But the other thing about him is he's very comfortable in his own skin. This is definitely a person who is more of an analytical person than anything else. And because of his life purpose, I think he's really noodling out, like he's really deciding what his path truly means to him and what it means for him to walk that path. Some of you might be feeling as though you might be a little bit bored. This card can represent feeling stagnated, or it can be about depression of some kind. Some of you might be feeling stuck. That 4 is about balance and stability. So you're going to be looking at the areas of your life where you feel as though you are out of balance, right? So that you can get yourself back in alignment. If you look at her and her body language, she does seem a little bummed out. She's looking at the three cups that are no longer full because she has, utilized the whatever was in them, right? So she has three empty cups there, and she's kind of bummed out about it. But what she isn't recognizing is that another beautiful opportunity is coming in to rekindle and reawaken her heart space with this gift coming in. So it feels like to me, this is like that ace of cups, meaning that your cups are going to overflow. It is going to fill up again. It is going to bring out some stability in your relationships and in yourself, as well as, your family unit, all of those things. So I feel as though this is only a slight setback for some of you. And the rest of you are really going to embrace your emperor energy. And this guy is on top of the world. My emperor is definitely a person of authority and leadership. This can also represent a very focused individual, somebody who is a builder. I typically refer to my emperor as kind of a Donald Trump, the um, the real estate guy, the builder guy, not so much the president, but what he did in his life to build his empire. And that's kind of what the emperor is about. Now, he does know how to play the game. He's definitely a ram right here. So this is an Aries card, so it's additional fire. This is that Mars energy. And the emperor is also that individual who gets things done. He takes action. He doesn't allow things to get by him. He's very cognizant of everything going on in his universe. He definitely has his own natural talents, his own way of expression. He is also an individual who is armored up and ready for action. He likes to fix and solve things, and he likes to take charge. So I feel as though many of you are aligning with your purpose. You are aligning with your higher selves. You are doing the work. So I feel as though it's really saying that many of you have are mastering these abilities, and I love that for you. So everything looks really good. I don't really see any setbacks or anything that is where anything that is concerning for you here, Sagittarius. As a matter of fact, if anything, I feel like it's really saying that you are doing really great in championing and moving forward on your path. And this is going to be confirmation of all your hard work. So your first card here is don't take anything personally, release self-judgment. And the message reads, even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally. I love that. So it's kind of like a backhanded way of saying, when you have those self-sabotaging thoughts, don't listen to them. Flip your thinking, right? Flip the way that you're talking to yourself and say, instead of saying, oh, I can't do this, which then you can't, say, I absolutely can do this and I'm going to do it right now, right? So it's just kind of like flipping the way that you're thinking about something. I do love the message. And then your next one is don't make assumptions. Say goodbye to sadness and drama. Woo, that's a good one. All the sadness and drama you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. The whole world of control between humans is based on that. Take a moment and consider this. It's all about assumptions and taking things personally. And I can tell you for years, I've lived that life, right? But I am getting much better. I really do like the four agreements because when you have them forefront in your mind, it allows you to tap into that energy and go, oh, it holds you, it gives you a moment of pause so that you can collect your thoughts. And I absolutely love that. Okay, Sag, so messages from the universe. Your life is about to start to move quickly in some areas. Events that seem to have been on hold suddenly propel forward. I love that because I was talking about that with your Queen, or your Knight of Wands there. Move with the flow and be mindful of what needs your attention most. Love that. And then your last card for today, Sagittarius, is if you didn't get something you really wanted at this time, if you feel stuck or feel like things are not going according to your plans, know that something bigger and better is coming. It's something filled with divine magic that couldn't come into your life if you were to receive what you were asking for now. Now, the interesting thing, like we were talking about this, right? Something bigger and better coming in, the divine magic. And when I was expressing this raven here on his card, that's exactly the energy of the raven. It is saying that when things don't show up the way that you want, it's because something better is coming. I absolutely love that. Okay, so now I'm going to put myself back on screen. Thank you so much for being here through this reading. I know it's a little bit long. I hope you got some good information out of it. I have enjoyed reading for you today. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Until next time, do some self-care. Make sure you hydrate. Make sure you take good care of yourself. And until next time, from my heart to yours, I send you love and light should you so decide to receive it. Until next time, take very good care of you. Cheers.